Welcome to the Byzantine Coin Podcast, where we celebrate and discuss all things numismatic from the Byzantine era of the Roman Empire. My name is Kyle Bolin, and this is episode 17. Today, we're going to look at a couple recent auction hammers from a couple different coins that caught my eye, and I want to also review CNG's eSale 596. The eSale dropped, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago, and it's in conjunction with their feature sale 130, which we featured on the last podcast. The e-sale's got some great Byzantine coins, and I wanted to go through and look at a selection from that sale. I also wanted to look at selections from a couple of Monaco auction houses, Gadoury 19 and MDC auction 17. So with that, let's get started. First off, I wanted to talk about this coin that recently auctioned at Stack's Bowers. Now, it's a Constantine the Sixth and Irene Solidus, and it is a very rare type. I'll try and here highlight it on the. I guess this would be the obverse. You have Constantine the Sixth and his mother Irene. Um, and their portraits side by side. What makes this rare is this is a type that does not have a cross in between them. Seer does not has doesn't record this as a variety, so it's an unrecorded variety in Seer. Um, Few talks about these, and I think it's Few 2.6. And in his corpus, he has records 8 examples, and I've got the notes here. I think 5 are in private hands. Um, when looking at a C search, I've been able to find 6 others, and one of them, of those 6, maps back to the Few example. So there's 5 others in AC search. Um, Now, 2 of the Few corpus coins, one was from Bonham's auction 1, 1980, lot 623, and the other was Dorotheum 484 from 1996, lot 75. I don't have access to those auction catalogs, so I don't know what they look like. My guess is that those 2 map to 2 that were found in AC search. There was also 3 additional of the 6 that I turned up in AC search that came from Roma in 2020. So my guess is they were part of a find that came in, and Roma in their description notes them as unrecorded examples without the cross. So, not knowing the all the different coins that are in the Few corpus, and looking at what's in AC search, I would say there is about 13 examples of these out there without a cross, and potentially less, depending on what those 2 um, from those auction houses that I don't have access to the catalogs look like. So they're a very rare type, unrecorded type in Seer. This one sold for $1,500. With the buyer's premium, it's $1,800. And I think that's a pretty good deal for this, given the rarity of it. Now, of course, Stacks doesn't mention any of that, and it's it's sort of specialist knowledge, if you will. This one did sell in Heritage in 2022, and Heritage had, I think it hammered for $825. So whoever bought this in 2022 and sold it in 2025 almost doubled their money. And so that's a not a bad little investment. There was another one that slabbed that was in the Demetriadis collection. Again, that's one of the ones that I found in AC search. So a very rare type, an interesting type, and certainly one that I think warrants further study. So I think somebody got this at a pretty good price, even though they paid almost double what it went for 3 years ago. Next coin I wanted to talk about. This one I really like. This was in an Asta auction 119. Um, and I just really like the style on this and the strike on this. Yeah, there's a little weakness on the obverse, especially around the legends. But it's got a really nice sort of look to it. And it's a very fresh dye and a nice strike. This I thought sold very inexpensively for the quality at 650 euro. So congratulations if you were the buyer on that, I think. Last one I wanted to look at that recently hammered. This is a Focus Solidist from Ravenna. And it hammered for 2,700 euro. These usually are on the expensive side, although I've seen them go for more. No provenance on it, 4.41 grams. But these have a very unique look. Ravenna coins always have a unique look to them and a unique style, usually a very nice style. And they're also typically very rare. And as we'll see as we go through some of the auctions that we're going to be looking at today, there's a number of Western Mint coins that are being auctioned off, and they should be commanding a nice premium. So with that, let's look at CNG. So CNG, what is it? 596. This is 596 part two. So they actually had to break this e-sale up into two parts. And there are some really strong selection of Byzantine coins here. Um, some of them I'm sort of surprised they didn't put in their feature auction, to be honest. But there's some great examples here. This first one is an Anastasius. I think that this is a pretty beat example, but it's a good, if you're looking for an entry level example of an Anastasius Solidus, this is actually, I think, a very good one. It's from the Wayne Scheibel collection. The Wayne Scheibel Byzantine collection, most of it is going off at CNG 130. I think the rest of his coins were also in previous Tritons. So he had a sizable ancient collection. He didn't just focus on Byzantine, but he had a really nice Byzantine collection. So this is at 325. What's funny is they put like the estimate at 300. So this is 4.42 grams. If you I mean that the estimates are always low on these and it's sort of a low quality Anastasius, but what's interesting is that if you look at what gold is going uh, um, at right now at a cost of US dollars per gram, that estimate is below melt, which I think is sort of funny. I mean, obviously estimates don't really mean that much, and but they estimate that this is going to hammer below melt, which I think is kind of funny. Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's see. I love this one. This is a Justin the First Solidus, 4.41 grams. It is just beautiful. It is from a style perspective, one of the best that I've seen. Looking at it, there's a little bit of hairlines in the field on the obverse, but look at that crisp strike and that great style on it. The shield and the horse, I guess whatever decoration on the shield, I think it's somebody, a rider on a horse, is a little bit not there. Either it's from striking weakness. It is from striking weakness because these dyes are pure and they're fresh. Um, on the reverse, there is some graffiti in the field. Looks like an A carved in, which is unfortunate, but in my opinion, takes nothing away from this coin. It is beautiful. So I'll be watching this one. I mean I really don't know where it's gonna go. I mean, if you are buying this to slab it, it's gonna come back graffiti, and I think it was 4.41 grams. It might even come back clipped. Um, but it is just really, it's an exceptionally beautiful coin to look at. So I'll be watching this one, even on the reverse, Winged Victory. I mean, look how sharp that is. Um, So for me, the graffiti, it's not distracting, and the style and the strike on this is just, and even the surfaces. I mean, besides this little hairline area here, again, doesn't bother me because this coin's got flash, right? If you looked at this in a tray, this coin, I guarantee you would instantly stand out. It's 20 millimeters, so it's not huge. It's not small, but you would look at this coin and this one would strike you by lightning, I think. So it's at 475 right now. Certainly, I imagine it'll go up. It's from the Wayne Scheibel collection. No provenance on that, but um, that is just nice. Beautiful. Let's see what else. Trying to be selective here because there are some things here that are sort of just run of the mill. This is interesting. This is an AE decanumium from Justin the First, 21 millimeters, 4.71 grams from Constantinople. It is also a plate coin in Hans MIBE. That's money of the incipient Byzantine Empire. It's basically the updated version of MIB. I guess that would be volume one. And let's blow it up here and take a look at it. I mean, it's a really nice example for the type. Nice patina on it. Uh, Good details both on the obverse and the reverse, and the fact that it's a plate coin. I think I looked up what this sold for in the previous CNG auction. Oh yeah, okay. So it's from the Gazvoda collection, ex Johnson family collection, from 2019. I think it sold for like 950. And then this is also comes from Ed Waddell, February 1981, and Frank Sternberg in 1975. So it's got really great pedigree. It's a plate coin in Han. It's got great eye appeal. I expect that this will go. I don't know if it'll go as high as it sold for when it initially sold, but I'll be watching this one. I really like it. Um, and it's just a great example with great pedigree and a play coin. So let's keep going here. This is another Follis, another AE. This is a 31 millimeter Follis, 15.19 grams from Antioch. This is also Justin the First and Justinian the First. These were minted and struck from April 1st to August of 527. These were part of a series of coins, a series of styles on these coins that were really minted to cement Justinian as dynastically the heir of Justin the First. Justin the First was older when he took power. I think he was like 60, in his 60s. Um, and he was head of um, the Imperial Guard. And he ended up taking power when Anastasius died. And he had a nephew who, because of his connections to Justin, had risen through the ranks and was a big part of Justin the First administration. And then when Justin the First died, he named Justinian his heir, his nephew his heir. And these coins were minted to, sort of cement that propaganda to the populace, and help get that story out. And there's gold solidi that are minted with the same um, premise. And I think there's one in CNG 130. Um, and they typically command a premium. These bronze coins are rare. We'll see where it goes. This is, a lot of the details aren't there, but this looks like a pretty good strike. You can see most of the legends and the mint mark. This is one I'll be watching too. It tells a fascinating story for sure. Let's see. Next up, I wanted to talk about this one. This is a Justinian the First Solidus, 20.5 millimeters, 4.43 grams from Constantinople, the fifth Officina. Um, these are struck, it says between 542 and 565 long reign of Justinian, and his coins are mostly the same, except for I think the first 3 years where he had a spear and shield and a three-quarter bust. Um, what's interesting about this one, let's pull it up. It's got a really nice portrait style to it, expressive, with good details. It's got full legends. There is a little bit of wear on it, but what's fascinating is there's like something in the field. It almost looks like a C on the field. Now, I don't know if that was a mistake in the die or what the story was on that, but I've never seen anything like that before, and it's kind of gives it a uniqueness in, you know, a body of coins that were coming out for, you know, 40 years, 37 years, however long his reign was. Um, and the style is really it's quite spectacular. Now it's not without its problems. You've got a scuff at 12 o'clock on the rim. It looks like a little edge bend at 12 o'clock on the obverse on the rim. And then at 6 o'clock on the, did I say obverse? Yeah, on the reverse. There's an edge bend on the reverse. And at 6 o'clock on the reverse, there's like, it almost looks like a punch mark on the rim. So, if you went to go, and it sort of looks like it might be even overstruck on something too, if you look at the reverse. Um, if you went to go submit this to NGC, this would come back scuffs and probably punch mark. And, I think a lot of the uniqueness of it would be lost based on those detail grades that they would give. But it's fascinating. So we'll keep an eye on this. Right now, it's at 425. I mean, it's got some time to go, right? 12 days. So, we'll see how this progresses. There's a couple Justin the Seconds, nice examples, but I'm not going to go into detail on all of them. Okay, I'll look at this one. This is a Justin the Second, 4.52 grams, 19.5 millimeters, from the second Officina, and it's you don't really see that Officina marking that often. It says lightly toned and lustrous. It's heavy, and it's from the CLV collection formed in the 1970s and 1980s. No other pedigree on that. Now, there's weakness in the legend on the obverse, from like say 1 to 4, and weakness. You don't see the details in the shield. And even some of the there's some striking weakness on this as the portrait isn't great, isn't well, super well struck. It's not super sharp, put it that way, but it's got sort of a unique sort of look to it. I don't know how else to put it, and I don't know if that's something to do with the beta officina, because I can't recall seeing too many with this officina letter on it. So it's interesting. Even the knob on it has got sort of an interesting sort of style to it. So I don't know. I don't know much about this. It could just be very common, and I just don't know. But it just kind of jumps out as something a little less run of the mill, put it that way. It's at 325 right now. The estimate's at 300, which is under melt on this. Um, we'll see where it goes. Continuing on. Again, a couple really nice Justin the Seconds here. Um, I should say more than a couple. There's a number of them. Let's take a look at this pentanumium. This is a pentanumium, 13 millimeters, 1.94 grams from Kiskus Mint. Kiskus is just down um, the Bosporus. It's just west of Constantinople, further further west on the coast. Um, it's got a really nice patina to it, a nice brown patina to it. They even said there's some green in there. It's near EF. These aren't super rare, but from a quality standpoint, I think it's tough to find something like this, at least in my limited knowledge of bronze. But just looking at that, I think, I mean, obviously it'd be very small in your tray, right? But great details on this and a great patina on it. That's at $60 right now. Let's look at this one next. Next one I wanted to talk about. This is a Tiberius II Constantine solidus, 21 millimeters. So it's on a larger flan, 4.45 grams. This is Constantinople Mint from the third Officina. This is from the Wayne Scheible collection. And it said purchased from Harlan Burke. Um, and it's also ex William Herbert Hunt collection from Sotheby's 1990. So the Hunt collection arguably is the most famous Byzantine coin collection out there. Um, the Hunt provenance typically adds a fair amount of value to any coin that was in the collection. And you see them typically hammer sometimes almost, 25, 30% to even double sometimes what the typical hammer would be, or more, depending on how much somebody wants it. Now, this is a fairly common issue, but the Hunt provenance on it, I think it makes it very uncommon. And let's take a look at the coin. Somewhat weak strike in the portrait, but most of the details are there. So I think that this would be a very run-of-the-mill Tiberius II coin, rather common if it didn't have the Hunt provenance on it. Um, you know, like I said, I think the Hunt collection is probably arguably the greatest Byzantine collection ever assembled. And I don't know if anybody's ever listened to or read Bruce McNall's book. Bruce McNall was the founder of Numismatic Fine Arts, and then he sort of moved into a lot of different other businesses. He was a Hollywood producer. He owned horses. He owned, I think, the LA uh, Kings hockey team and some other stuff like that. And then famously, it all sort of fell apart because of some fraudulent business practices that he was found guilty of. But he was a numismatist and he liked Byzantine coins, and he sold a lot of the coins that the Hunt brothers had, and specifically the Byzantine coins to William Herbert Hunt. And the Hunt brothers once, were trying to figure out. So they were famous for trying to corner the silver market in the 1980s, and they were oil billionaires, and they went bankrupt when the silver market collapsed, and then they regained their fortune via oil, and I think William just died like maybe a year ago, and he was a billionaire again. Um, but they were famous for saying, let's look at and find an area where they're underappreciated. And Bruce McNall said, well, Byzantine coins at the time are sort of undervalued, underappreciated. And William Hunt said, well, can we just buy them all? And he meant it. He wanted to buy them all. Talk about a great client. Uh, but he put together just an outstanding collection. If you don't have the auction catalog, buy a copy. It's a reference in itself. And like I said, if you can connect a coin to the Hunt brothers, or to William Herbert Hunt, I should say, and to his collection, it can add significant value. We'll watch where this goes. It's $475 right now. I'm sure it'll go higher. Let's keep moving here. There's a couple I was thinking about talking about, but I may skip. Well, let's look at this one, this revenement half phallus. This is a half phallus, 17 and a half millimeters, 4.12 grams from the revenement of Focus. Um, these are very rare, and this is in good shape for the type. I mean, they're smaller, but this is also Excavata collection, and looks like it was from Artemide 53 in 2020. I don't know where this is going to go, but it's not something you see come up to auction very often, so I'll be watching it. There's some nice Heraclius solid eye here. Let's take a look at this one. This is from the Wayne Scheible collection as well. It's toned EF 4.33 grams, so a little underweight. It's the solidus of Heraclius and his son, the future Constantine III. But nice style on it and full legends. The legends are a little blundered. It looks like from some doubling maybe. But it's got a nice tone, nice look, nice metal. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's a little underweight, but it's a nice example. I like this one a lot too. This is a phallus of Heraclius and Heraclius Constantine from Seleucia Isauria mint, and it looks like I think original year 7 or 8. It's got nice details on it. It's overstruck, I think, on a previous one they said. But it's got really crisp details for the type. I'll be keeping an eye on this. It's got a nice patina to it as well. We'll continue on here. Mm, I'm skipping over a lot of coins here, but just for time's sake. This is another X Hunt specimen. And see, something like this is also Wayne Scheibel. I'm surprised that they didn't put the Hunt coins in the feature auction. Given the provenance, I mean, it's such a prestigious provenance. Um, but I'm sure they'll do just fine here, given this auction and its robust Byzantine offering. But this is a Leo the Third with Constantine the Fifth Tremesis, 15 millimeters, 1.4 grams from Constantinople. It's from the Wayne Scheibel collection, purchased from Harlan Burke, and it's ex William Herbert Hunt, Sotheby's, 1990. Um, Nice portrait of Leo, and a decent portrait of Constantine V, for a Tremesis. I'll pull it up here and spend some time looking at it. I think that's a great portrait of Leo. This is a coin I'm interested in. I mean, you can see there's some scratches on it. It's definitely I would say a VF coin. I don't know what they put it in here on, but yeah, see on the reverse, you got some scratches, or maybe even that's graffiti. I don't know what they would classify that, but and there's a scratch on the obverse in the face. But look at it; it's just got a great style to it, and a decent strike for such a small coin. Yeah, they call it good, very fine. So I would agree with that. Let's continue on. There's a couple Constantine the Fifth, Constantine the Sixth. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at this one. This is a Nicephorus with his son, his son. I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce his name. I always mess it up. These are usually struck on big flans, and this is 21.5 millimeters, 4.45 grams. And these are of a style that I think is particularly fine. Now, it's got a lot of junk on it, and I don't know if that is find deposits or flan flaws. I don't really know. Um, cleaning coins is not my forte, but if you have the ability to clean it and you can, I think that you might have a shot at getting a coin that typically is very expensive, maybe for a deal, and you can clean it up. If you have that talent in your talent or your toolbox. If you have that tool in your toolbox, I don't know. But it looks like a nice strike. It's fully there. The weight is right at 4.45 grams, and you have a fine style solid eye, a solidus of Nicephorus the first. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's at $450 right now. I'm sure it'll go higher, but maybe you can get it at a discount and clean it up. Not sure. Let's see. Next page. Anything there? Nothing there. Nothing there. All these are sort of run of the mill. I mean, there's some decent ones. I mean, you go back through here. This is Constantine the Seventh. That's a nice example. This is a Theophilus. That that's it's very fine, but a decent example. So you've got some decent coins in this. Let's look at this one. This is Constantine the Seventh, excuse me, Constantine the Eighth, Histamen non-nomisma, 24 millimeters, 4.4 grams. So it's full weight. These are typically on very large flans, very large thin flans. This was also from the Wayne Scheibel collection, and it says ex Adolf Menju collection from Kreisberg and Schulman from January 25th, 1957. So that's tremendous pedigree. Again, you would think, something pre-1970, they would have put this in their feature auction. But I did look up the auction. The auctions don't have plates. So there's a couple of auctions cited where they have very good pedigree in this e-auction. But one was a Stax auction from the 1960 and then this one from 1957. And you can look up the auction catalogs on the the Newman numismatic website that Washington University of St. Louis hosts. They have a lot of different auction catalogs there for you to look at. What's sad is that this they had they had all it was a full collection of different things, and they chose not to plate any of the Byzantine coins. I'm positive CNG has vetted it, and I'm positive that it's probably something that Wayne Scheibel wrote down when he bought it, where he got it from, and it does correspond. But again, no plates to verify, which is unfortunate. But these are nice coins, and it's nice to have one with some pedigree. Yeah, there's a little bit of a die break on the obverse, and I would say it's VF. Good portrait of the emperor, a decent strike. So we'll see where this goes. I love the pedigree on it. Um, and it has a nice tone to it. You can tell that it's been out of the ground for a while. It's got a nice mellow golden tone to it. Let's continue on. Romanus the Third. This is also from the Wayne Scheibel collection, purchased from Harlan Burke. It doesn't give any kind of indication when it was purchased. This is a rare type of Romanus the Third, and this is where Theotokos, I think I'm saying that right, the Virgin Mary, does not have a nimbus around her head, which is a halo or circle around her head. Rare type. It's believed that they did these were sort of at the beginning of the reign without the nimbus, and then there's even a variant without the nimbus or the MO in between Mary and Romanus the Third. So it's a rare variety for sure. This isn't in the greatest of shape. I mean, there's not a there's some honest wear on this, put it that way. But it's a rare type that you can get here, hopefully at a decent price. It's already at $500, so we'll see where it goes. Excuse me. All right. This is Isaac the First, also from Wayne Scheibel collection. Nice portrait of Isaac, sword drawn, staring at you. The portrait of Christ it looks like it has some slight doubling on it and a little bit of wear. But you know, a version like this, I think you could get this at an approachable dollar figure. Some of the nicer ones get very expensive very quickly. Nice Constantine the 10th, also from a Wayne Scheibel collection, 4.43 grams, 25.5 millimeters. Yeah, nice, very fine example. Decent portrait of the emperor. The portrait of Christ isn't in bad shape. Um, so overall, these are common coins, but my guess is you could probably get this fairly reasonably. Nice entry level coin. Let's see. I'm just kind of skipping through here on a couple. I think this one had some, yeah, this one also had some great pedigree. This is from the Wayne Scheibel collection as well. X Charles Neumoyer collection, Stacks, 1960, lot 418 again, not plated. I don't, this one might have been actually. They did plate a couple from this. I can't remember, but whoop, yeah. So this is Nicephorus the Third, Voltinares. Again, I wouldn't even say this is very fine. I would even put this at maybe a fine. It's got honest wear to it, but nice strikes on it and some cool pedigree to boot. So no bids on that yet, but a chance to get a coin from 1081. It's Electrum, so it's probably at this point, 50-50 gold silver or 50-50, 50-40, 10, silver, gold, and copper or something like that. I don't know what the breakouts are, and it says it has some light iridescence to it. So, good chance to get something maybe on the cheap. Nice entry level coin with some provenance. I don't know much about seals, but this was kind of cool. This is John Komnenos. He was the brother of Isaac Komnenos, the emperor, and then he was also the father to the future emperor Alexius. Um, and I guess that is Saint George on the obverse of the seal. And this is him as Pilates. So I think it's got a great story to it. I don't know what these go for, but it's kind of cool that it's the seal of the father of Emperor Alexius the First. Let's see. This is a nice Alexius Komnenos Hyperpyron from Constantinople. This is from the Wayne Scheibel collection and also from that 1957 auction we mentioned before, Kreisberg and Schulman. Not plated, but a very cool pedigree on it. Yeah, there's some graffiti on the obverse and some honest wear on it, but nice strike on this, and I think it would present well in your collection, and some really great pedigree to boot on it. I don't know a lot about these, but this is a coronation issue for John the Second. It's Billin, it's an Esperon Tracky, Constantinople. It's from the Gesvoda collection, and it has a Roma pedigree. Um, and you can see it looks like Jesus here, or I'm assuming that's Jesus. crowning John. Um, and a nice strike. I mean, it doesn't look great, but I guess these are fairly rare. And yeah, and I guess for the type, it's in really great condition. So it's already at $350, so we'll keep an eye on it. It's another seal from an Imperial family member. I wish I knew more about seals. I think they're fascinating. I'm gonna keep going here. This one really caught my eye. This is Isaac II Angelus. His first reign is his Electron Aspiron Trachy, 29 millimeters, 4.32 grams from the Gizvoda collection and the Vitangelo collection, and it's ex Roma from December 2020. But take a look at it. It just has a nice look to it. I haven't seen this in hand, so I don't know, but it's got a great strike, both on the obverse and especially the reverse. It's just very fresh dyes, really beautiful. You know, I don't know where this is gonna go. I mean, it doesn't look like there's much gold in this at this point. But it's got a really nice look to it. So, minimum bid's 240. Nothing's happened on it yet. I'll be watching it. Um, it's certainly one that I find to be above average and beautiful for the type. Skip through these here. There's a lot of post 1204 Paleologos coinage that is just not that interesting to me. Unless it's like super nice, but nothing jumping out here. This is really nice. This Manuel II um half Cervaton from Constantinople. It's well struck, silver. It's got seems to have a good metal and some nice toning to it. So keep an eye on that one. I think that's it for this one. Yes, it is. So that's some of the coins that jumped out at me for e-auction 596 session two. Lots of Byzantine to choose from. They've got a great offering in CNG 130 and a great offering in this e-auction, a number of which I'm surprised they didn't put in their feature. That they're so good. So we'll be watching both of them. I think CNG 130 goes off next week, and this is 12 days from now. So depending on how I do in those auctions, I might be very sad or very broke. We'll see. Let's move on to let's see. Oh, this is another one that closed. I think this is another one that I was going to highlight as one that closed. We'll do this real quick. This was from SPQR auction house that has recently moved to Poland. This sold for 550 euros. This is a Constantine the Eighth Histamendon. I think that's a tremendous deal. I mean, it's not the greatest shape, but I mean, it's got a little bit of a dent there. It's got a lot of wear. There's a big scratch across it, right? But typically, this is in decent to nice shape. This is I want to say 1500 to 2500 and up type of coin. And somebody got this one, a nice little entry level specimen for 550 euro hammer, and then they got to play the juice on it and everything else. So, but still, I think that's a good deal for this type for sure. So let's take a look at the Gadoury auction in I think it's auction 19. Yeah, auction 19 in from Monaco. They've got a lot of great stuff here. A lot of great Western mint stuff. So let's go through it. A lot of the starting prices are sort of high, and then with the strength of the euro right now, it's going to be expensive to bid in this. And then who knows if you're going to get a tariff with the thing coming back over or not, we'll see. Let's take a look at this Anastasius the first. This is the first one I wanted to look at. Nice portrait, full legends. It is what's the weight on that? 4.47 grams, so it's full weight. Officina S. And that is graded currently in an NGC holder, Mint State 505, 205, graffiti, graffito. Where are they seeing graffito on it? Oh, yes. There is some in the field. And that's can be common for this type. But I think this is a nice portrait. Not a great strike, but a above average strike. And I don't think that the graffiti is, I don't think it's distracting that much. So we'll, we'll see where that one goes. This is a Justinian, the first from Carthage. This is in an extra fine 50545 holder. It's 4.47 grams. Carthaginian, distinctive Carthaginian style here, and also the officina on the at the end of the legend on the reverse is IA, which is typically thought to be an indicational year instead of an officina on the Carthage emissions. Um, you know, I would say VF on this, but it's an interesting coin for sure. This is a fascinating Justinian. This has got first of all, okay, let's start off. It's a Justinian the first, and they're saying it's a Rome mint at 4.48 grams. It has got a lot of pedigree. Ex-CNG Triton 20, ex-Goldman collection, ex-Andre Constantine Demetriadis collection from Heritage in 2014, ex-Spink in 1989. It's graded Choice AU 505, 205 wrinkled. And I don't know why they are classifying this Rome. It must have to do with some sort of die pairing with another Roman coin because typically the giveaway for besides style, I guess, is the star on the reverse, and it's a six-pointed star. It typically denotes a Western Mint, Rome, maybe Ravenna. Um, this must be because of the unique style of the die and the obverse. They must be connecting it to Rome through that. Um, the Demetriadis collection was is again a very famous collection of amazing Byzantine coins and late Roman coins. This sold in 2014. Will be interesting to see where it goes because I do like this coin quite a bit and the style of it. And it's got, it's been sold a lot over the years and it's got a great auction history and pedigree. So we'll keep an eye on it. They're starting it off at 700 euro. So yeah. There's a run of Justin the Second Tremesis from or Tremesi. Is it Tremesi or Tremesis? I don't know. I'll just go with Tremesis. Um, from Ravenna. There's one, two, three of them. All Ravenna coinage is typically on the rare side, and I'm gonna pick up, I think, what I think is the nicest one here. This is Mint State 405, 305 of marks, but it says practically FDC. I can't argue with them at all. Nice strike on this, and it's these are rare, so we'll keep an eye on this. This also has a uh, a pre-1970 pedigree, which is cool. It's ex Musina medallion, Basel, I think, from 1968. So that's cool. So I'll be watching this. It's already got a bid. I'm sure. I mean, these auctions in Monaco typically start high and they go very high. So, you got to really want a coin and to be able to go after it and win it, because it's going to get expensive fast. This is a nice quarter silica from Ravenna. just in the second. These aren't really my thing, but I kind of like the color on it. Nice strike too. I mean, they're very small. This is let's see. Choice extra fine, 5 of 5, 5 of 5. They gave it a star, so it'll probably get bid into the stratosphere. But it is kind of cool. So keep an eye on that. This is a Carthaginian Maurice Tiberius from the, I guess, let's see, ID. So that would be 14th indicational year for Maurice. NGC AU 5 of 5 4 of 5. I mean, look at the unique Carthaginian style on this. They're smaller modules already, but they just had a style of all their own. They kind of have their own sort of unique way of doing things there. Um, so it's just it's interesting. And then with the indicational years, I mean, conceivably you could collect every indicational year if you wanted to, and they're actually dated. So I mean, it's an ancient coin that actually gives you a date on it, which is kind of cool. Not unheard of in ancient coins, but certainly sort of somewhat unique in Byzantine coinage. Another Maurice Tiberius. This is a Rome mint issue. And it's denoted by the rho, which looks like a P at the end of the reverse legends. Uh, this is mint state 4 of 5, 4 of 5, very rare. Style wise, it's not too different from the style of Constantinople or others, but with the rho at the end, it denotes it as Rome. And they're calling this mint state. I guess it is mint state. I guess they knocked down the strike a little bit on that, which is good. A rare coin, we'll watch where that goes. It's starting at 1,500 euros, so I don't know, 2,500 euro, maybe 3,000. This is another Maurice Tiberius. Sorry, somebody decided to mow their lawn in the middle of my podcast. Okay, another Maurice Tiberius from Ravenna. This one, little weakness in the portrait, but again, very rare. This is extra fine, 4 of 5, 4 of 5 by NGC. I think they got the grade right on that. And we'll see where that one goes. But again, a rare type. Lots of rare Western mints here. We have Rome, Carthage, Ravenna. This is a Constantinople mint, I believe. And it's solid as a focus, but in consular garb. So these were struck um, probably at the beginning of his reign in a consular garb to kind of legitimize the usurper as emperor, I would imagine. Not in great shape on the reverse. You got some, I don't know what that is, dirt, and then wear that knocks out the conab on it, and some doubling. Um, what are they starting this out at? 400 euro. We'll see where it goes, but it's they said choice extra fine, 3 of 5, 3 of 5 double struck. Yeah. So, but the consular issue is the rarest type of the Constantinople issues for focus, and they're very interesting. So we'll keep an eye on it. Actually, I'll watch it. This is one that I'm not really seriously looking at because of the condition, but I think it's a coin that has a cool story. This Heraclius is really cool. This is a Tremesis, excuse me, from Ravenna. This is ex-CNG eShop 2012. It was sent for grading 5 of 5, 4 of 5, choice AU with a star. It's pretty cool looking, I have to say, for the type. So I understand why they gave it the star. I mean, there's some edge scuffs and nicks on it and stuff, but they didn't seem to want to call that out, did they? Nope. But they're pretty heavy duty. So yeah, I guess they just decided that it looks really cool as is and gave it the choice AU without any kind of details on it. But NGC has their way of grading. I have my way of grading. Everybody has their own way of grading, I guess. You just want consistency. So anyhow, nice coin. Um, this is another Ravenna off. Oh wait, maybe not Ravenna. This is probably an uncertain Eastern Mint offering, and it's from a famous collection from Moneta Imperi Byzantini Romani Byzantini, which is a stack sale in 2009, which is a tremendous collection. It's also ex-Hunt, which, as we've talked about, is a tremendous collection as well. It's 5 of 5, 3 of 5, clipped. They got a starting price of €1,000 on it. Um, some sources say Jerusalem, some say Cyprus, some say Alexandria on these. Sometimes it's just Constantinople. It's sort of all over the place. Nobody really knows, to be honest. But I think it's certainly an uncertain Eastern mint, and I think that has to do with both portrait style and the way that it's cut off with the line at the end, and often sometimes with the Officina number as well, or letter as well. So see where it goes, but it's certainly got outstanding pedigree. Another Carthaginian Solidus from let's see, 4.47 grams. They're saying choice extra fine, 45205, and that's a nice example. Small, I mean, I don't know if they're giving yeah, they're not really giving, but these are small module coins, so they're much smaller but a lot thicker. Another Carthaginian one here. This is a Heraclius Solidus from Ravenna. This is really nice. This is X-Burk 1986. Nice example. Pretty coin. And, it's starting at €1,000. These usually go for quite a bit. They're rare. These Ravenna coinage typically get a pretty good bid, pretty good premium on things. Let's see. That's Syracuse Constance the second, and then a hexagram. Let's go to Justinian the second. This is a Justinian second Solidus from Syracuse. Um, XCNG from 2014. It's in a choice extra fine, 3 of 5, 2 of 5. So, it's got a little bit of wear and tear on it and stuff, but these are pretty rare as well. Starting price is €600. And then another one here as well. This might be from his second reign. Yeah, second reign. Um, this one's X Ancona 3, which is a famous Byzantine sale, and X NAC 2001. And this is where I don't know where they say the weight on here. 4.07 grams, so a little light, but the weight standard in the West was already starting to get right around 4.1 grams. I absolutely love this coin. This is an Anastasios II Solidus from Naples. Very rare. Um, and probably the gold content isn't quite what it would be on a Solidus from any place else in the Empire. And you can tell that maybe is why it's a little bit more toned. But what a great example. This has great pedigree with Syncona 3, which is the Mueller collection. Um, and then Ex Vente Astarte 1998. And I think I found pedigree to 1985 from a German auction on this coin. I really like this coin. I'd really like to bid on it. I have a feeling it's just going to go way above my means. I mean, the starting price is already sort of above my means on it, but it's fully worth that. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. we'll see how I do at CNG. I don't know, but it's a really nice example. Beautiful coin and super rare. Nice Leo the Third here. Great portraits. And a young Constantine the Fifth, mint state 5525 with graffito. Let's see if we could find the graffito on it. I don't see much that looks like graffito on this. I mean, there's definitely hairlines. I'm surprised they didn't call it brushed. Um, but I really don't see any graffito. Maybe they're calling this line on the reverse. I don't know. But really nice strike and great portraits. What's the weight on this? 4.45 grams. So it's a nice coin. These are cool. This is a Leo the Third and Constantine the Fifth Solidus from Syracuse, and it has just a very unique style to it, very Italian style. But it's still nice. It's before, the style really starts to degrade from the Western mints. This is AU 4545 from NGC. We'll see where that one goes. Pretty coin. We have a couple Constantine the Fifth solid eye from Syracuse here that are outstanding. I'm just gonna skip over them. A Michael the Second from Syracuse. These are rare. And this is NGC AU 4545. No pedigree on this, but nice example. This is a Theophilus again from Naples. Outstanding Western mint selection in this auction. This is X Ancona 6 and X Bank Lloyd 1991. They're calling this Choice Find 45205 with scratches. Yeah, it's not in super great shape, but it is a very rare coin. And yeah, really cool. We'll keep an eye on this one too. Let's see. There's some good Basil the First and Nicephorus the Second examples here. Basil the Second, Stamenon, nice example there. Let's take a look at that. Some a little bit of doubling in the Portrait of Christ, but overall really nice. They're calling this Choice AU 3 of 5 with an edge bend. It's rare. It is rare. Um, but a beautiful Basil the Second offering here, starting at 600 euros. I think this is XCNG, yeah, in 2012. I looked it up. This one up in 2012. It sold for like $1,700 in the eShop. So, we'll see. But nice example. I mean, look at that Portrait of Christ, really crisp. Let's take a look at this. This is just awesome. This is a Constantine the Ninth Millerarison from Constantinople. Constantine the Ninth Monomachus. This is in a photo cert NGC extra fine 4525 with an edge chip. So like the edge has been chipped off on it. Um, but just look at that. I mean, it looks like Monomachus is walking out of a nuclear reactor with that toning. It's just incredible. It really is. Um, I don't know why NGC does photo certs because, I mean, I guess I understand why they do. Maybe they thought this was too brittle to mount or something like that. But um, like if I break out a coin from an NGC container and send it to NGC with the ticket, they'll just grade it without even looking at the ticket based on what their grading standards are. So I don't understand why they would do a photo cert when they don't honor their certifications on coins that are broken out. It's I don't know, strange, but that's how they do it. But look at that. Look at that toning. It's pretty cool. I don't know with the Edge chip if it's going to go anywhere. They got a starting price of 500 euro on it, but I'll keep an eye on that because it just has a unique beauty to it. A couple to Tartaron here that are very nice and worthy of consideration. Nice Isaac the First. Big head on this Isaac, sword drawn. Sex Nauman, it looks like. They're calling it Choice AU 45305 brushed. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see the AU, the Choice AU. I don't the brushing, uh, brushed is such a stupid term. This is another one of Isaac, but this one he's holding a staff and I think a laborum. Um, this one's got all sorts of pedigree here. Ex Nomos, Trozinet's collection, Muzhanlang Athena. They graded this very fine. 5 of 5, 3 of 5. Scratches. Okay, maybe I see it. I don't know. I would probably kick this up to XF, but okay, maybe if you're looking at the Portrait of Christ, I could see that. Now, this is different. Let me take a look at this one. This is a John the Second aspirin trachea, but the edges have been filed down either to make it into jewelry or something. But with the filed down edges, usually the edges are all wavy and all over the place. I don't know. It's got a kind of interesting look on it. It's got a good strike. It might be a chance to get something at a decent price just because of the edge filing on it and but it's kind of cool. Nice example of Constantine the 10th here too. Yeah, it's a nice strike, a little doubling, but a nice strike. Great toning on that. What are they calling it? Yeah, this has got some decent pedigree on it as well. Yeah, AU 55445. Um, and take a look at this Manuel the second. Manuel the second, Stavroton from Constantinople. Really nice toning to this coin, really pretty. This has got great pedigree again. It's X Stacks, Moneta Imperii Romani Byzantini from 2009 and X Hunt from 1990 from Sotheby's in 1990. So again, it's got that rarefied Hunt provenance. They gave it a star. It is beautiful. Can't argue with the star on this one. It's really nice. So keep an eye on where this one goes. It's at 1,000 euros. Um, yeah, gorgeous. For the type, it's really gorgeous. Yeah. So that's the Gadoury sale. Next here, just quickly look at the MDC sale, also in Monaco. They've got far less Byzantine. I think, what do they got? 19 coins. So we'll just look at a couple of them here. This is a coin of Justin. Nice strike. Mint state 405, 405, 4.48 grams. Style wise, not bad. It's not like that one in the CNG auction, but it's still pretty good. So yeah, that's at 700 euro. This is a nice one. This Maurice Tiberius. It's kind of got an interesting look to it. At Mint State, 4 of 5, 4 of 5, I think it said. Or no, 5 of 5, and then 4 of 5 on the surface. Great strike. Um, it's just got a nice look about it. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Mm. Couple of Constantine the Fourths. Look at this. This one's in gem. Oh boy. I mean, it's one of wow, that is pretty nice. Wow. Whoa, that's beautiful. Yeah. So they're calling this Gem Mint State 505, 505. I'm sure this is going to get bid into the stress. I mean, it's a nice coin, but the rarefied grade on it will certainly help its prospects. Now, looking at the reverse, it looks like there's some lines there, but those might just be flow lines. And that's probably what they are. Uh, so it's a gorgeous coin. There's no doubt about it. If the current bid's 3,000 euros on it already, my God. 4.51 grams. But it is, wow. I mean, it's probably high def in person. I would love to see this coin in person. Uh, but I won't be bidding on it. Beautiful. This is a Tiberius the third, Apsamar. This is a Solidus. It is 4.44 grams, 20 millimeters. They have it in a Mint State 4545 brushed holder. These are arguably the finest style of Tiberius the third. I mean, most of his coins are actually in really high relief, fine style. But this style is, in my opinion, the nicest. There's one other that I think might style type of Tiberius III that might rival this one. That's even a little bit rarer. Um, but this is really beautiful. Nice strike on this. That they're calling this brushed. I think that's a disservice to this coin. Nice example. It's at 800 euros. I'm sure. I mean, I've seen these things go for three, $4,000 of this style type. So we'll see. This is an Anastasius the second. Again, nice style on this. They cut off the cross on his head a little bit, so it's a little off center. But nice portrait style. Good reverse. Looks pretty sharp. What are they calling it? Mint State 4545. 1,300 euros. Yeah, without any kind of details grading on it, I can see this getting bid up pretty high. It's a pretty example. There's Leo the Fifth, the Armenian. This is a Mint State 5 of 5, 3 of 5, brushed. It is 4.33 grams on a 21 millimeter flan. This is at 1,300 euros. These are very rare. All of these sort of emperors after Nicephorus and the disaster at Pliska. You get Michael the First, Leo the Fifth, and Michael the Second. They all of their coinage is typically quite rare. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's a nice example. Really pretty. And you got Basil. This is a Histomenon. This is starting at 2,000 euro. Choice extra fine, 5 of 5, 4 of 5. Nice portrait of Christ. Nice portrait of the emperors, Basil and his brother. Full legends. Yeah. This is starting price at 2,000. We'll see where it goes. I think I'm going to stop there. Some really great stuff coming to auction over the next couple days and couple weeks. Nomos just dropped a new one, and they've got some cool pieces. Gorny and Mosh have got a large Byzantine selection in their upcoming auction. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out. I hope you saved your money, and you can afford to bid in all of these because there's a lot of cool stuff coming out all at the same time, which is usually sort of how it works. So be watching CNG 130 next week. Excited for that to go down and see where some of those hammers come out, and excited to watch where some of these coins we profiled here today end up landing. There's some really nice examples. So, you know, keep an eye on it. Maybe we can find some deals, and maybe we'll find some things that just get bit into the stratosphere. It's auctions are imperfect and you never know what's going to happen. So it'll be exciting to watch, and I look forward to bringing you the results on things, and we'll analyze the hammers and see what was the deal and what potentially wasn't. So appreciate everybody listening, all the great feedback, and looking forward to talking to you on episode 18. Thanks so much for listening. Talk soon.